This one might be a little longer because I'm going to show you how I walk through getting my sounds. I do it in a very methodical way, kind of an organized way, and I don't think this way is for everybody, but it might be illuminating. So anyway, we're starting a new program this time around. We're ditching the old song because we ran out of modules. I went ahead and I chose just my next blank initialized combi. And I'll go ahead and choose a 6 module performance, and I'll store it, and I'll rename it as, I don't know, something like Karma Tuts Continued. Overwrite performance initial combi. Yes, that's fine. And then I'll go ahead and save. And I actually didn't change anything in the Kronos, so I don't really need to save anything there. But now that we have this new initialized set, let me go to my GE banks and filter by type. Next one we're on is this GV1. And you can see we already have a bunch already, right? The first bank, which is nice. Now let me minimize this and minimize Cubase. And then I have a little document here that has all of the unused GEs. And the way I got this document is I didn't go through and actually figure out which ones have been unused. But I went right up into the help section or utilities section, and then I chose to export names/lists, and then you can export list of unused GEs. And whoops, let me open that back up. Now that I know which GEs are unused, I can check them. So let's check number 29, classical 1. This is our first gated GE. I can just go ahead and choose it as the GE for the first module. So it's 29 classical 1. Let me go over to my document. And we can see that 29 classical 1 is unused. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete that. So then I keep a list of all of my unused GEs. Yes, save. So now that we have our GE chosen that we know nothing else is using, let's start messing with it. So I'll go ahead and store this real fast and then save it. I could just hit Control S, that would be faster. Let me go to Cubase, and then I'll just start looping a 4-bar loop. I don't have any MIDI data here, but I can just use the chord pads in Karma. And let me turn this on, and let me actually go to my zones and turn through off. That's pretty neat. So I believe this is just a C minor 7 by default. And we'll just leave it like that for now. If we wanted to choose different chords, we could actually open up a different window called the chord input window. We could hit Control I to get to this a little bit faster. And we could just choose various chords. So that was a C minor 7. I think that's down here. But then I could also choose D major 7. Yep. And unfortunately, there's no real easy way for me to assign these. If I just hit that D major 7 and then I clicked assign and then clicked this pad, it actually doesn't work. All it does is reset the velocity in this case because for some reason, I actually don't know why the reason it resets the velocity. So for somehow, some way, the last velocity, it reads that as what was the last thing played, but I don't know where it's getting that information, but that's okay. I do believe this would work if maybe we were sending MIDI data from the Kronos to this, but it doesn't work in this case. But we can at least choose different chords to audition. We could even actually randomize the chords. And if we're at 120 BPM, a setting of 2000 milliseconds would actually be a bar. To get that figure is pretty easy. You just divide 60,000, which is the amount of milliseconds in a minute, and divide that by the BPM, which is the beats per minute, which will give us the amount of time a quarter note takes up, which is, I believe, 500 milliseconds in that case. And then 500 times 2 would give us a half note, which is 1,000 milliseconds times 2 would be a whole bar, which is 2,000 milliseconds. And then if I click this randomize button, it'll just be jumping through 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if I had it on a setting that was not an exact bar value, like let's go up to like some weird thing, 2472, and then let's check that out. It kind of changes in the middle of the phrase, which isn't that great. But if we went all the way up to 4, a doubling, go down, this would reset on a correct phrase. But unfortunately, it's not going to stick to any specific key. It's just going to kind of just choose chords at random, which won't ever sound very great. It would be nice if they added a randomization feature that did stay in a specific key. But oh well. We get what we get. So let's check out this RTC model. Go ahead and store, Control S. Cubase is looping. We can hit this pad. And let's put it on latch and choose module 1. And let's go ahead and choose a different name. Let's choose piano. Piano. And then let's start messing with it. Rhythm swing is obvious. I always think of like pirates when I hear swing. I don't know why. And then our rhythm pattern. We'll choose our template. Duration control. Of course, is going to affect our value based on our mode. And that is something that I'll get more in detail with when we actually go over the duration group. And I feel like this is a little bit loud, so I'm going to go to my timbres and tracks and just turn this down a little bit. And now let's mess with the duration. So we actually do get overlapping notes when we have the duration at full, 200%, lasting twice the length of time as a regular rhythm event. You can see that the mode is based off of the rhythm values. So in this case, 16th notes get doubled. And you can really see how its exact lengths are 16th notes. Well, not all the time. And that has to do probably with the ties or something. See, these are very exact explanations when I say or something. But anyway, let's check out velocity. Oh, this is gonna be nice. Bend might not do anything, let's check. Oh, it actually does. Change over in direction, of course. Bend length. So we've totally transformed this piano into something else entirely. And start. And we could easily just take it off. Force mono. See, we'll have no overlapping notes in this case. We change our pattern, which will have to do with our series, I believe. No, it actually doesn't. Does it have to do with the rhythm group? Oh, we have a mystery. Okay, let's check our RT parameters and check out what W2 or switch 2 is assigned to in module 1. I always click module layer. I don't know why. We could easily get the same information from looking at the master layer. Actually, we can't because we need to look at the assignments for this particular module. Yeah, so switch to W2 is our CCs. Okay, going down to the CC group. And now checking out the pitch pattern. So it turns on both CCs, or CCA, which is panning in this case. So it should be changing the panning. In this case, it looks like it does skip over. Yeah, in this case, the changes are so rare that it seems to miss them. If I change the rhythm pattern to something else, we might land. We might land on a random CC. That'll give us. We have to hit like this step. Oh, see, it just skipped right over it. Oh well, let's just skip it for now. You understand the concept. Let's see. So our repetitions. Let's check the note pattern. Let's go back to the series note pattern. Ooh. So I think that actually is affecting the cluster group. So we'll go to. So I can see that it's turning the cluster group off, but I can't actually see what it's turning it off to. So that's one of those things, let's investigate. So switch 3. GE gate type, I see. So we're changing it from generated gated to velocity. So velocity, it's still generated gated GE, but then it's changing it to velocity versus velocity CP. Again, that's something that I'll get into when I actually get into the GE tutorials themselves. Note voicing is probably 100% going to be in the series. Yep. So it's changing it from voicing closed to open 1A. I definitely like that more. There's going to be a lot of very specific explanations dealing with the note series group and how to use it effectively. I mean, it's probably the most important, well, one of the most important. I mean, they're all important, I guess. So, of course, our repetitions. We have the repeat and turn up our repetitions. So that's everything that's repeating is repeating based off of the series, but a fifth higher. See, it's +7 here. We can change our repeat decay to make it louder. So right now the repeats are -6 velocity from whatever the note that it's repeating from. But I can change that and it'll go down to -12 velocity. And its initial velocity is actually -20 as well. And we can hear that effect better if we actually turn it up. Which I don't like as much. So that's it for this one. Let's go ahead and store it. File save. And I still actually... Oh yeah, I did change volume level on the Kronos. So I'll save it on the Kronos too. And let me actually write the combination and change the name. I'll just have it be the same name as my program in here, which is Chromatuts Continued. And yeah, that's it for this video. I'll just let the music play us out.